He's running for Battleground City Council at large. Camas, my bad. Camas City Council at large. Thanks.
Just want to thank everyone, first of all, for being here today, soaking up the sun. Also want to thank Glenn and all the volunteers that it took to get all this ready. We all kind of just take it for granted when we show up and everything's perfect and laid out. So thanks to all the volunteers and especially Glenn as well. Start with kind of my background. Obviously prior law enforcement. I'm a huge back to blue person. Always will be my entire life. My oldest son is a firefighter. I hold both those positions in pretty high regard. I think they're both key to any city's quality of life. If you look around any city that has what people consider a really high quality of life, the police department and fire department are a big part of that. So that's where I stand on those for sure. I moved to Camas about 6 years ago. Me and my wife wanted a better opportunity. We moved from a small state down south that borders the ocean and came up here for the schools and what Camas offered. The small community, the people, we were welcomed with open arms, loved the community and everything. When I was 18, I used to vote. As I got older, I used to show up at meetings, and I decided that wasn't enough. The opportunity came for the at-large position, and I decided to take it one step further and try to make more of a difference. The city of Camas, for those who live there, is going through some huge changes. One of the things that bothers me is a lot of the old Camas generational people don't have a voice. They're the ones who built the city, and they don't have a voice for how the city's run. For years and years, it's been people who are out of touch. They don't represent what the people want, and they've been making a lot of decisions that, in my opinion, aren't correct. There's some huge things coming up in the next 4 years that I hope to be a part of and vote on. We have the North Shore development, which is 2,900 homes, which is going to completely change the landscape of Camas. There's a lot of people on the council, as well as the mayor, who like it. The only problem is I don't like the plan, and there's a 2-lane road that goes to service those 2,900 houses. Wow. It also backs up to some organic farms. It's going to limit people's access to those farms, and those are some of the generational people who've been there forever and should definitely have a say-so in it. We have a fire department that has an agreement with the city of Washougal that's coming up at the end of the year. There's been talk about making a regional fire authority. There's a lot of pros and cons to both of those, and I think we need to look at all of them and make the correct decision that's not only good for the Camas residents, but also the Washougal residents, because they're definitely going to be affected by it as well. Those are kind of some of the bigger issues, but on a day-to-day basis, the city is just constantly spending money on consultants, using our tax dollars, our hard-earned tax dollars, spending it, and I consider giving it away to others and not following through. The last one thing I want to touch on is the pool. People in Camas, since I've moved here, the pool got torn down the year I lived here. The people have asked for the pool for 5, 6, 7 years, every council meeting. Every person I talk to wants a pool. The city has now decided they're going to try to placate everybody by giving us a splash pad, a multi-million-dollar splash pad. A splash pad in Crown Park that is not a pool. It's in the beginning stages. We've signed an absolutely horrendous consulting contract, which steals money from the citizens. The city is opening up themselves for a huge liability, and I've spoke at the last city council meeting, and I will speak again Monday on some of the other things that are wrong with the splash pad. And finally, I lied about the pool. My last thing I want to touch on is Camas Lake. I've lived here 6 years. For 6 years, I've heard them say we're going to clean up the lake. For 6 years, every summer, it's been shut down because it's toxic and there's an algae bloom. I attended a meeting last week where we've spent $500,000, 3 years of research, and I was given no answer for anything that's going to be done until 2 or 3 years down the line. The best part about it was the lake was shut down last week because of a toxic bloom, so their presentation couldn't have been any better part. So those are just some of the issues. I'm going to be here tonight. I'd love to talk to any of the Camas people, some of the Washougal people. I appreciate all your support. And again, thanks for taking time out of your day to come out and listen to me. Thank you.
Nice.
I will tell you that Steve